We finally made it. Our path to dawn has led us to the city of Solana, where shadows are growing longer and dark forces are getting stronger. If you've been following along with the series, you'll know our road has been preparing us for battle, which kicks off in the next series with a Raiden primer that includes everything from Monarch until now, plus all the new stuff in Dusk Till Dawn. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you find some value while you're here and stop by again sometime soon. Here's a quick teaser of the type of content you can expect from this channel. Raiden Boltyn is played in a couple of well-known ways. Some players prefer a faster rushdown style deck which leans heavily on playing a charge card every turn and emptying soul quickly in order to maintain a wide pressure on the opponent. As you can see from this example, this style runs very few blues and keeps its cost curve low enough that a Tunic resource can power its biggest turns. This playstyle is capable of outputting the wide, powerful turns Boltyn is known for, but it's often inconsistent and becomes underpowered when Boltyn runs into disruption and hand tax. Another style I've been iterating on recently involves playing Boltyn in a much slower fashion, where the majority of the game is spent blocking with a card or two, building soul, and pitching the powerful yellows and reds back into the deck. Light Warrior's yellow cards and block 3s signal that this deck is capable of a longer, tanky game instead of the rushdown style we talked about. To increase consistency, Boltyn needs a way to use his ability to give go again without relying on the opponent blocking with an attack action. One way we could accomplish this is by buffing them with our own cards, using popular generics like Nimblism, Razor Reflex, and Premeditate. These add 3 damage apiece and allow us to use Boltyn's ability for go again, but each has a downside. Nimblism is free, but only targets attack actions that cost 1 or less. Razor costs 1 to play, but can also target weapons, and even though it has the same condition for attack actions as Nimblism, it can give them go again on hit. Premeditate can earn us an Arsenal card for the end of turn, but only works well if we're consistently putting attacks into Arsenal. These generics also come with the downside of being non-light cards that only block for 2. But if I had to choose, I'd probably go with Razor here. Most of our attacks cost 1 or less, and being able to surprise our opponent with go again on hits can end up saving our soul cards. Looking at our options that block for 3, Come to Fight is a nice front pump that costs 1 to play, but has no attack action condition like Nimblism or Razor. Sharpened Steel is free, but only targets the next weapon attack, and Ironsong Response is free, but only targets weapons that the opponent is currently blocking from hand. Again, these come with the non-light downside, but Come to Fight is a fine choice here. Remember, our tanky deck build doesn't mind pitching to power its turns. Our light options include Courageous Steelhand, which is a strictly better version of Ironsong Response for Boltyn, as charging is the only precondition, and Seek Enlightenment, which costs 1 but does an outstanding job at building soul. The problem is these still only block for 2. I think I'd rather run Charge of the Light Brigade. Wait, what card? Charge of the Light Brigade is a brand new Light Warrior action from Dusk Till Dawn. Light Brigade costs 0, blocks for 3, and lets us buff our next charge attack for free in a cycle of +3, 2, and 1. The 0 cost is really nice for both playstyles, especially Rushdown. Let's throw some new cards in our hand and see how they might play out. We'll block with one of the Light Brigades on our opponent's turn for 3 value and play the other at the start of our turn. Next, we'll play Bolt of Courage and charge Banneret of Gallantry, which earns us the +3 buff from Light Brigade's effect. If you're unfamiliar with Banneret of Gallantry, it's another new card that has Soul Flare, a keyword signaling some bonus effect when the card is charged. In this case, Soul Flare creates a Quicken token. With the buff from Light Brigade, we're able to banish from Soul to give go again to Bolt of Courage and draw a card if and when it hits the opponent. We'll swing Raiden for 3, which gains go again from our Quicken token, and finish our chain with 4 damage from the Express Lightning we drew. 16 damage on a turn we started with no soul is pretty good. There's lots of promise with these new cards, and I can't wait to try them alongside Boltyn's most powerful turn, which you can learn how to pilot in this next video.